Is this thing on? Okay, it's on. Hey, what's up, everybody? Today I'm going to be cooking some good old-fashioned cheddar broccoli. And I'm going to show you how to cook this. And this is a very easy meal, an easy, simple meal. I'm trying to set up my phone here so I can get a... Get out! Alright, okay, well, I'm going to keep that in the video. So, today I'm going to be making no other than some cheddar broccoli. Some noodles and some broccoli with inside of it. Really good stuff right here. If you know how to make them. It's a very simple and easy recipe to make. It doesn't take a scientist, person. Wait, what? Oh, let me take the light. Okay, I think that's better for lighting. So, today I'm going to be making this. So, very first thing you're going to need, obviously, is pan. So, I got my pan right up in here, and you can even hit it over somebody's head. Not the father, not the daddy, I don't know. Whatever that dinosaur show was, you know, where that baby would take the frying pan and hit the dad over the head and say, not the daddy. And hit him over the head. That dinosaur show back in the day. I'm not losing my mind. I know what I'm talking about. Here, let's open up some windows. Hopefully get some light in here. I can't have that main light on because if I do, then it just shines into the camera. But there, I think that'll help a whole lot. Now, the very first thing you're going to want to do is obviously open up this package. And now it does have instructions in the back, but I don't need no dang instructions, alright? I'm a cook genius. This is actually Chef Ramsay. Okay, Chef Ramsay's going to be proud of this video. So, the very first thing I need, obviously, to make this happen is some milk. Because it'll just add for that extra creaminess to the noodles and stuff and make it really taste good with the noodles. I got my milk right here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pour some milk into my pan. Now, how much milk do you want? That's a good question. I don't know. Just kind of eyeball it. You see that right there. Now I'm pouring this. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to work my camera and my hand at the same time. Okay, that's probably a good enough milk right there. You just want it like half full. Probably, honestly, that's probably too much milk, okay? But if you pour too much milk, you know, you can just always pour it back in. Okay, that's good enough milk right there. So you want milk right there. Then you want to put the milk away. And that milk is just going to add to the creaminess of the noodles and everything. Now, since we got our milk, the very next thing that we need is going to be water. I vlogged a video at Spirit Halloween. Spoiler alert! if you're watching this before you watch that one, I filmed it at Spirit Halloween and I had it vertical, and so now when you click on that video, it has like bars in between the footage. So I should have shot this way, like what I'm doing right now, but I didn't. But lesson learned, you know, the more videos I do, the better I'm going to be, and I'm going to more understand things, you know, for the future. So that's not really that big of a deal. Pour the milk. So you definitely want milk for the noodles. That's going to help a lot. I don't have to drink out of, so I just, you know, got some bottle of water here that I'm just going to pour. Now, one bottle of water should be enough for this, so I'm just going to pour that in right there. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get the best shots. Again, I'm holding the camera and I'm doing this. I'm just going to pour the entire bottle in there. You know what? I'm probably just going to go ahead and go for 2. I don't need to read the instructions because, again, I'm a chef. So, don't tell Chef Ramsay that. Okay, but I'm going to pour some more water in here. Okay, that should be good enough. You don't want to pour too much water in there because it's good. What's going to happen is the milk and the water is going to soak up in the noodle, making the noodle a lot more tender and a lot more softer. than anything else. So now I can go ahead and turn on my oven. Yeah, I want to turn on high because I want this to boil as fast as possible. As you can see, I got the temperature right here on high, and the flames is going up. So once this starts to boil, then I'll be ready to put my noodles in. But you do not want to put your noodles in prematurely, because if you do that, then what you're going to get is soggy noodles. And nobody likes soggy noodles. Believe me. You believe me. I believe me. Whatever. But you don't want to put your noodles in too early, because then they'll be really, really soggy, and they won't really cook as well versus when this thing is bubbling. So as soon as this thing is start bubbling, we can go ahead and I'll put my noodles in. Again, you just need milk and water for the first part of how to cook these cheddar broccoli noodles. And the milk, again, you don't really have to add milk, but the milk does help with the noodles, because that milk will soak into the noodles and make them really more, just that tastes better, you know. But yeah, so you want to go ahead and do that. Now, meanwhile, while I'm waiting for that to boil, there is a couple more things you're going to need just to make it more extra better. But this is optional, right? But you don't have to do this. But I prefer to do this because, again, it's just going to make our noodles taste that much better. So once this is optional, but what I like to do is, I'll show you. I like to add some butter. Now you probably only need 2 teaspoons of butter, but you can just put them in there. 1, 2. There we go. Now see, that butter will definitely melt right up there. As soon as that starts to boiling, we can add and we can put the noodles in. But yeah, butter is definitely optional. I strongly recommend it because they go really good with the noodles. I'm gonna get out my seasoning that I'm gonna be using to put in this dish. And as always, you can never go wrong with black pepper and some salt. And if you want to add any other, you know, seasonings to it, you can. I just feel like all I need for this particular dish is just the salt and the hot pepper. Now, you don't want to put those in yet. You just want to wait till your milk and water boils. Then once you put the noodles in, then that's when you want to put it in. But I'll do that step once I get there. And so I have my pepper and my salt right there. This is boiling. And as soon as it starts to boil, you know what you're going to want to do. I'll explain all that once I get there. But waiting for this to boil. I might have added a little bit too much milk and too much water, but I think it'll be okay. This is starting to cook really there, and you can too. The butter's melting right. It kind of looks like a one big egg, with that being the yellow yolk in the middle. But as you can see, it is starting to bubble. You can notice when it starts to bubble, when all those little tiny bubbles on the side around here actually start to bubbling up. So it won't be too much longer till this thing is starting to boil, and we can just go ahead and put in our noodles. But again, I don't need instructions, okay? I watch Chef Ramsay all the time, so I know a thing or two about cooking, okay? I'm getting 2 pieces of bread. This is a callback. I don't know if anybody else will get this reference, but please. What are you? I'm an idiot sandwich. What are you? I'm an idiot sandwich. Chef Ramsay is probably one of my favorite chefs in the world. In my opinion, he's like one of the best chefs. So now this is starting to boil, but it's not exactly where you want. Where you want it to boil at is where it's like popping up, you know, really, really fast. Then it'll be time to put the noodles in. So, but it is, look at it. Look, that's exactly what you want to see before you put your noodles in. Now it is rising, so I got to turn down the temperature before it boils over. Go back down. Go back down. Okay, so it's ready. Okay, now we're ready. Now we're ready to put in our noodles. So, you just want to grab, my bag's already open here. And what you're going to do is you're just going to pour the noodles to it. Just straight into it. It's a little bit steamy, so okay. You just want to add the entire bag of noodles. Now you want to make sure you get the bag really good because, oh, see that? Sometimes the seasoning doesn't get stuck in the bag, so you got to shake it right. I just spilled some seasoning over on the side, but hopefully it's not too much to where, you know, that seasoning won't be on it. But honestly, I think we'll be fine. And then I'm just going to try to twist it. And I'm going to try to get all the seasoning I can up out of this package before I just, like, you know, throw it away. Okay. Well, that right there is enough seasoning. I'm just going to throw that away. And now we got our noodles in there, which are cooking very nicely. Now you just want to take a spoon, or you can even take a fork, and you just want to kind of just stir it around. Now, really get those seasonings mixed in there. Now, I had to turn the temperature down because it was boiling, but you can have the temperature at probably about, I would say about medium. I just watched the flame, and that's about medium right there. You don't want it on high because, again, it'll cook really fast, and it might boil over. So I just kind of just set it straight to the middle. Probably like about around there. So now this thing is cooking. I got it cooking on medium. I did spill a little bit of the seasoning. Ow! Try to pick some up with my finger. That wasn't a good idea. Especially on this hot stove. What was I thinking? That's what I get for being an idiot. But yeah. Now that's going to cook really nice. The butter is going to be really good for the noodles. The milk is going to be really good for the noodles. And you need water. You can just try milk. I never tried it with just milk before. But because I always just put water in it, and I feel like that's a better combination than just milk plain out, because then if you only use milk, you know, the noodles really aren't going to absorb. I mean, they will absorb, but they won't be as moist as if you use water. So I would say, yeah, go ahead and use water. No, these noodles are cooking up very, very nicely. Now, you don't have to cover your noodles. You know, you can just kind of just stir them around. Just like this. And eventually I will put the salt and pepper in there, but not right now. First, I want to make sure the noodles are done. And I'm going to add something else in here that's going to be less expected, but nonetheless, it's going to be really good once it's done. This serving Chef Ramsay, I think he would like my food. I really do. I don't see how you couldn't, bro. Almost everybody I've cooked for in my past be like, oh, wow, this is great, man. This is awesome. You should open your own restaurant. And, you know, I might be exaggerating a little tiny bit, but they do tell me that my food is good. Thanksgiving coming up, I'm probably going to cook something. And I'm going to show you all how to make a good turkey. A good, nice base turkey. Now, as you can see right here, the flavors are all cooking together really nicely. This is exactly how you want it. You want it on medium. Cook it real nice and slow. And then the noodles will get very, very tender. You can see it right in there. Yes, that looks really good. You can even drink some of the seasoning juice if you really want to, but I strongly recommend, if you're going to do that, to make sure that you blow on it. So I'm going to take a little bit here and blow on it. As a good chef, you always want to taste your food. I'm going to blow on it because it is extremely hot. Oh, yeah. That's good. That is good. Always taste your food when you're cooking. That's what a real chef does. We're letting this boil. And you don't have to cover it. I mean, you can if you want to, but you don't really have to because, again, the noodles are just going to soak up all that juice and everything. And if you need to, if you ever do put too much in it, like I think I might have on accident, because, again, you only need 1 bottle of water, but I put in 1.5 bottle of water for this. So you don't need to put enough water to where there's only like one, equivalent to 1 bottle of water. But anyway, it's still coming up nicely. If you make the mistake that I did by putting too much water in it, you can just always go ahead and pull out a drainer and just drain it. Or if you don't got a drainer, you can just put a plate over the pan and then just pour it out like that. So what we're seeing right here is you can see how it's starting to thicken up a little bit more. And that's, the steam. Oh no, I got steam on my camera. Okay, hopefully that's a whole lot better, but... Oh no, I did get steam in my camera. Okay. Now it's done. I'm not going to do that, but yeah. I put my phone over the steam. You do not want to do that. It messes up your camera pretty bad. But now I think the camera's fine. But as you can see, it's getting a whole lot thicker. And that's exactly what we want to see. That lets you know right now that the noodles are getting close to done. And they're soaking up all those juices and that milk. And obviously the seasoning that comes with the noodles. And you can see that's what that floating stuff is inside. It's just the seasoning from the noodles. And that's really cooking well also. So pretty soon all this will be done. And then we can go on to the next step. But for now it's fermenting and it's boiling just the way we want it to boil, and it's cooking just the way we want it to cook. So the time has gone by and the noodles are still cooking them very, very nicely, and they're cooking very nicely. I'm gonna let you see right there. That's what you want. That is what you want to see. And as you can see, it's getting a whole lot thicker, which means it's getting closer to being done. And again, you want to just try to taste your noodles, because you want to make sure the noodles are soft. So I'm going to get a little tiny bit right here. I'm going to switch the camera around. Okay. So let's try some of these noodles. I'm going to blow on it. Okay, that's enough. Let's try this. Oh yeah, this is really close to getting done. That noodle is soft, it's tender, it still has the seasoning on it. The milk and the butter just helps bring out the creaminess in the noodles. We're definitely headed in the right direction. We're just gonna let this boil up a little bit more so it can soak up a little. The noodles are soft now. Now I'm basically only cooking because as this is cooking, the steam is rising, so all that water and milk is evaporating not only into the noodles but also into the air. So if that makes sense. So I'm just going to use, and you constantly want to stir, because if you don't stir enough, then it will stick to the pan. You'll have to scrape your pan to get all the noodles out. So every now and then, you just want to come over and check on it and just stir it up real quick and mix it up. So that way it won't be sticking to the pan, but it's coming out very nicely. And we'll get to the part to where you add all your seasonings, whatever seasonings you want. And I'm going to put something special in here that probably people will be surprised about. Okay, so this has been cooking and it's been doing good. As you can see here, we're getting the thickness that we want with this meal. Right here, just going to swirl. Oh yeah, that is coming out real nice. Look how creamy and juicy and tender these noodles look, and all that sauce. All that milk, water, and butter. Really, really good. It's coming out very, very well. It's even good enough to where I can just go ahead and I can add the seasonings. Now, you can add whatever seasoning you like in your noodles, you know. Me personally, I think I'll just go with a little salt and pepper like I already said before. And I'm just going to go ahead and do that now. You just only want to add not a whole lot of pepper because it can get very spicy. But just depending on how you like your spice, you know. But I just want to add a little tiny bit of pepper. And just sprinkle it right on top. Now, normally some people will add their pepper and salt after it's done cooking. But I like to have my pepper and salt cook with it. That way, it can infuse with the noodles and with the seasoning that's already in there while it's cooking, and it's just going to taste 10 times better with that infusion of this seasoning also cooking in the pot. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do now. I'm going to add my pepper. Don't want to add too much. That's probably good right there. Adding my pepper. Now I'm going to go over here, grab some salt, and sprinkle some of that in. Depending on how much salt you like, that's how much you want to use. Okay, I think that's good right there. Now, for the best part, in my opinion, when you're going to mix all these together. Woo! Trying to get the shot. My hand's burning up a little tiny bit from the heat. But there, that's what we want to see. We want to see all those flavors mixed together. Now, while that is still cooking, to the ingredient that I want to add to this. You can add your own different ingredient to your noodles, you know, whatever floats your boat. But for me, there's only one thing I want in this, and then add some spinach. That's right, spinach. Yes, I like spinach. Now, at first, you know, before I even tried spinach, I just thought I didn't like it. Never had it as a kid. Never ate it up until recently, up to the point in my life, and I realized, you know what? I'm gonna try some spinach. And when I did try spinach, I absolutely liked it. Now, I didn't love it, but I liked it. But it is bitter. It is kind of just a bland taste on its own. It's kind of nasty on its own. But even then, you know, I could just grab a couple pieces of spinach and just eat them. As so. And I find it really good. And it's really, really healthy for you. But I like it. And so I'm going to add just a little tiny bit of spinach to my noodles. And it's just mostly for flavor. And spinach is good, so it's going to add that extra flavor to it. So I'm just going to grab some spinach here. I'm just going to put it in there. Look at that green and yellow coloring. I'm going to add a little bit more. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to get this in the shot. Now, I can go ahead and turn off my heat because it no longer needs to cook. It's basically already done. And now all I want to do is take my spoon, your fork or whatever, and just store in. Just mix in the spinach. And it's also going to bring it a little bit more color too also. Which is also a nice little tiny touch. I'm sorry if I'm not getting this in the shot. I'm trying to stir and look at my camera at the same time to see if I even can get this in the shot. But you just want to stir it up. Mix it all together. Whatever toppings or whatever extra things you want to add. I'm just going to go ahead and just add my spinach. And look at that. Yeah, look at that. That is what you want to see. Oh, yeah. That looks so delicious. And in fact, I think I can use even more spinach than that. So, That's what I'm going to do. Add just a little bit more touching to the spinach. Bam, bam, bam. Now I'm just going to stir that together. And that's coming out really, really nice. Look at that. Wow. I think Chef Ramsay would be proud. Look, that looks absolutely delicious. Oh yeah, that's what we want to see right there. Now it's done, but I decided I'm gonna add just one more flavoring thing on here. I'm just throwing an extra few more pieces of spinach. Spinach is really good for you. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I do like it. When I tried it, I thought, oh, this tastes good, but it does taste a whole lot better when it's mixed in with a different type of food. Especially these noodles. If you cook these noodles, it's really good and it adds to that flavor and it just makes the dish look more colorful. Like you see, look at that green and yellow. Yes, that looks fantastic. Absolutely good. And now, since I had that, only one more thing I need to add to this. This is what I'm going to add. Some hot sauce. Yes, I put hot sauce on almost every single thing I eat. I love hot sauce. You can ask anybody. Almost any single thing I eat, I always have hot sauce on it. There's very few items that I will not put hot sauce on. But definitely it goes great with noodles. So I'm going to go ahead and add to this. I'm going to add... Look at that red color too also. It just brings out the colorful color of these noodles right here. I'm going to go ahead and add some hot sauce. Not too much. I don't want it too spicy. But it's just going to add to that flavoring. Now I'm going to put that to the side. I'm going to grab my spoon here. And you're just going to want to stir that in. It's going to add a little tiny spice to it. But it's completely fine. Completely just delicious. Look at this. Wow. I can't believe how delicious this looks. It's going to taste really, really good. I can already tell. I'm just stirring that in. Now that I got the hot sauce in, I'm ready to scrape this into a bowl. And then we're going to try it. But it's 100% done now. We're going to see what it's like. I'm going to take this pan. I'm just going to dump the noodles here. Just like so. Wow, look at that. I'll scrape all that stuff out later. Look at that. There is the final product. Look how delicious that looks. Oh my gosh. That looks really good. The hot sauce brings out the red a little tiny bit. You can see the spinach in there that just adds that little green color. And then you got the noodles with the goldish, goldish color. It just looks really, really good. Really, really awesome. This is going to add to the extra flavoring, that hot sauce that I put into it. And this looks really, really delicious. And I cannot wait to try it. Let's go ahead. Let's grab a spoon. Let's try this. And I'll let y'all know how it tastes. And it tastes absolutely delicious. It's going to. No ifs or ands about it. And if you guys follow this recipe, hopefully I explained the recipe good enough. But if you can follow what I just did there, your mouth is going to be in for a good time. So I'm going to scoop up here. I'm going to get me some spinach on here too. Okay. Now, there's my spoonful. See my spinach hanging out there. It's really hot, so be careful. Just blow on it. Now let's give this a taste. Mmm. Mmm. I got going for another bite. This is absolutely delicious. Mm. Yes. Feed me more. Just like Ryback, who's a WWE wrestler. But look at that, man. That is just 100% delicious. Couldn't have cooked it any better. This bite is for you guys watching. 10 out of 10. Strongly recommend. That's how you cook delicious noodles. Follow the recipe. Hopefully I explained it good enough. And you too can have a good bowl of good tasting noodles. That's going to be it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Oh yeah, just gotta go in for one final bite. I gotta blow it off. Don't want to burn my mouth. 10 out of 10.